morning. Welcome back to Take It Slow Homestead. I'm Carol, and this morning we need to see how our garden is growing. Not just the grocery row garden, but also take a look at the pasture and see what's going on there. I'm excited about it, so let's go first of all take a look at the grocery row garden. Last evening, we got a wonderful rainstorm and everything is nice and wet. It was beautiful. Here's the first tree. I have decided to hang my short hose right here on this handy branch that the tree is giving me. So there's the short hose, and when I water my grocery row garden, I use that hose. All right. There it is. Things are growing. Some things are not growing. Like that little tiny cabbage right there. But we still have this one that's doing pretty good. This is the best one right there. And then that one. Now, as you can see, we've got some pest damage that's been happening. And so I did spray it the other day with BT, Thuricide, and so far these inner leaves look pretty good. You can see there's a little head under there starting to form right there in the middle. I hope I get a nice big cabbage. Here's another one, and it is also starting to form its little head right in there. So a couple of big ones, middle size, and still have a couple of tiny ones that haven't taken hold. They may not. Maybe they're not getting enough sun there, but we'll see. Here's the first tomato plant. I just noticed a few minutes ago when I came out that there's a branch right there that's lying down right here. It escaped from the tomato cage. We'll just let it sprawl. And the raspberry is looking really good. Growing well. This is a zinnia patch. I probably should come out and thin them. But you know what? They've had some pest damage too. And I don't know why. I've never seen my zinnias get eaten like that before, but I sprayed them a little bit with the BT. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll snap out of it. It looks like they are. The new shoots look pretty clean. Oh, there's a little bite right there. We'll see what happens with those. And then we have the Brussels sprouts. They're getting bigger too. So we'll see what happens with those. And of course they were eaten by pests early on. So there's that one, there's a smaller one there, and then a teeny one over there, the one that was really struggling. It's leafing out, so maybe it'll be okay. One around the corner there. Here's the little carrot patch. They're doing well. And then the peach tree. It's a semi-dwarf. It's a Reliance semi-dwarf. Funny, I was going to say it's a self-reliance. Yes, I hope it is self-reliant. Here's the other zinnia patch. Not quite as many. They're doing better than the other patch, I think. So that's a clue that I do need to thin out the other patch. This is the second tomato. If you remember in one video, the north wind was blowing it almost clear down to the ground. It was leaning over pretty bad, but it has perked up, growing well. Some of the marigolds are getting pretty bushy. I mean, these are not huge. These are small marigolds. There's my hand, so you can see. They're smaller. But some are blooming. That's good. Here's the blackberry bush. Not quite a bush yet, but it has been leafing out very well. It probably doesn't get the amount of sun that it wants because of the apple tree that's right here nearby. Here are the 4 celery starts that I planted here, and I had milk jugs around them to protect them for the first little while. But here they are, and let's just take a look at this one. You can see how small they still are, but there's their little celery stalks getting bigger. There's a nice marigold. And then these 4 plus brassicas are cauliflower. So there's the apple tree. More shoots coming up down there. Have to keep trimming those back. And there's a critter hole. My son is taking care of those problems. So here is the grocery row so far. Now if you went to David the Good's channel, which is Survival Gardening with David the Good, and you saw his grocery rows, you would think this one is pretty puny, and it is. But it's a fun experiment, and we still have, let's see, August and most of September to grow our gardens here in this high desert. And I think this grocery row is looking pretty good. While we're passing by the Twix Garden, I just wanted to show you how things are going here. This is the row of broccoli, and I also sprayed this row of broccoli with the BT, so we'll see how that works out. But just wanted to show you this. That's my biggest broccoli. Here's the crookneck squashes back here. Let's get back in the shade. This one, especially on the end, is doing the best. For the last few mornings, I've been coming out here with the intention of finishing weeding my corn. I've gone between here, between the crookneck squash and the first row of corn. That's good, that's weeded. This one right here between the first and second row of corn, rows of corn, that looks good. I've weeded that. I still have 1, 2, 3 more rows to weed in between. And so I've been coming out here first thing, and guess what I keep finding? And I can't complain. Let me see if I can get a close-up. See the bees? Yeah, they're out here doing their job, and I'm really glad. But I don't want to get out here when they're busy with their work and try and weed this. So I keep putting it off, and then later in the day when the bees are gone, then I forget. So I'm gonna have to make myself a note. The potatoes, they're getting ready to harvest. In fact, my granddaughter and I have harvested a few of them, which is on the previous video. So we harvested right around that pot, and then a few on this first row right here. I'll get out of the way maybe. Right there. And we got, what did I weigh them in at? 6 pounds, 12 ounces? I need to write that down before I forget. The beans are doing well. They're so pretty. And it's really fun this year to pick the yellow beans because I haven't grown them before. Let's see if I can find some. Aha. Yeah, look at those. There's a big one right down there. Yellow beans. They're so fun. I mix them with the green beans and we eat them together. I made a mistake before when I was telling you what all these beans were. Of course, here's the yellow ones around this, kind of around this sprayer right here. Here's the yellows. Then the Blue Lake bush beans are along this side, and they're the ones that are long and straight. Like this one right here. Look at that. So nice. I need to come and pick these this morning. Over here on this side, these are called Landreth, and they are not long and straight. Some of them are actually short and curly like that. There's bigger ones. Let's see if I can find a good example of these Landreth. So there's another one that's curled. Let's walk down here. Okay, these are actually longer and straighter, but they're not the Blue Lake. These are the Landreth. They have a softer skin, I've noticed, kind of a fuzzy skin, and they ripen faster. You can see the seeds inside of them get ripe faster. There's some right there. Yeah, pretty, huh? So, Landreth, Blue Lake, and yellow. And they're all bush. Right here is the weed challenge of 22, if you remember. It had a lot of purslane in it to begin with, and I didn't dare even pull it because it would hurt the tiny carrots. But you can see again right here, there's more of these purslane coming up. See that? They're tiny right now, but hopefully the carrots will override them soon because they're getting bigger. They're doing better. I also had some grass in here. It was super hard to pull. It's that kind of grass that has roots that are so tough. They're not long, but they just don't want to let loose of the soil. Anyway, weed challenge 22. I would say it's complete. Now these carrots just need to get strong and get big. Here's the circle of zinnias, which is around this sprayer right here. First I planted carrots all around it, and then I put a circle of zinnias, lily-put zinnias. They're the small ones. Thank goodness they're the small ones, because look how big they are even though they're small. Like, this must be 1.5 feet tall. So yeah, there's the circle of zinnias. And we'll come down here and right there. Just something fun to do. You need to have fun with your garden. So that's what I did for art's sake. I've got 3 celeries right along here, and they're smaller than the other ones in the Big Dreams garden. They don't get as much sun here. But we'll see how they do. Okay, now let's take a walk out to the pasture. With that rainstorm that we had last night, last evening, we had a big wind, but today it is just as calm as can be. My little windmill is not even moving 1 fraction of an inch. Good morning, ladies. How's it going? Okay, are you the boss? Are you? This morning I came out and one of them pecked me. And since she came running up to me so fast just now, I wondered if it was her. We'll take a video of her. Are you gonna peck my shoes, huh? Sometimes chickens peck my shoes because they're kind of shiny. See that? Maybe they look like a drink of water. I think this is the boss of this group. Okay, if you remember, now don't attack me when I turn my back. If you remember, a video or so back, a couple of videos ago, I planted a pasture. Let's close this door. Here in the second run. And look, it germinated well. I don't want to walk on too much of it, but I want to show you. Go around the back of the tree. Over to there. All that is grass. Dryland pasture mix is what I planted. And I think we will get another view of it from outside the fence behind me. Look at the whole thing. But I was so excited because it germinated, it came up. Even the first bag that I've had for a year or so, it germinated fast. And my second bag also did. I need to water this area up here. Oh, what's that? That looks like a squash. Isn't that funny? How did you get here? I guess I threw some scraps over the fence when the chickens were in here, and they decided to not eat that one seed. So this corner right here, I don't know if I watered it enough right at first, but we'll see how it goes. That rain that we had was amazing, and it just watered everything for us. Who's talking to me over here? Aha. The red stars and 6 white leghorns here in the third run. You can see that these guys need some pasture in their run too. They might be the ones that get transferred into this run that does have the grass growing. But it won't be for a while, because this has to get big and strong and hopefully indestructible so that we can put, aha, look at you run up to me. Are you the boss? Yeah, we want to have it so that I'm gonna film you. You stop it. Well, this morning when whoever it was attacked me, I gave her a little boost with my foot just to let her know who the real boss is. All right, I'm going to show you the other view. This is the view from the end of the run, looking back at the coop. So, I'm so excited about the germination of this field. Well, that's just a quick review of how my gardens are growing. First of all, we looked at the grocery row garden, and I'm excited about that. It's doing pretty well. We looked at the pasture in the second run, which I'm really excited about. I hope it flourishes so that it can help to feed my chickens for a long time. And in between that, we took a quick tour of the bees on my corn and a few other things in the garden and how they're progressing. I'm really happy to have a garden. It is a lot of work, but you know what? I enjoy it. I like getting my hands dirty. I like being outside. This morning is just a titch under 70 because it cooled off when it rained. And it feels really good out here. So sometimes we have to take a few minutes and review what is going on with us or the projects that we've got going. And we need to evaluate, see what we have, what's been happening, and what we need to do as we continue on. So I hope that you're doing that with your garden and with all of your endeavors, whatever they are. And remember that even when you take it slow, you can accomplish a lot. Thanks for watching.